Today we are going to discuss another important family, that is family Apocynaceae. This is one of the important family because most of the members in our region we observe day-to-day life. This belongs to a division Phanerogamia, class Dicotyledone, where it's having two cotyledons. Subclass Gamopetalae, where we find the petals are fused, so it falls under the Gamopetalae. Then series bicarpellity, where carpels are two and they are normally fused, that is a syncarpous condition is there. Order Gentianales and family Apocynaceae. So this is one of the important family that we can observe in our day-to-day life. The general character of this family, most of the members of this family are shrubby members, but we can observe that herbaceous members and tree members in this family also. Some of them are climbers, and almost all the members of this family having the white latex. Latex is nothing but the milky juice which is coming out of either from the leaf or it may be from the branches. Leaves are normally alternate and they are variously shaped in this family, but most of the times they are simple. They are exstipulate. Stipules are absent, and usually they are opposite or in the whorled condition. You might have been seeing the leaves of Nerium. Here you can find the whorled type of the phyllotaxy is there. Entire margins are mostly entire. Flowers are bisexual in this particular family, and they are hermaphrodite in nature. Male and female reproductive structures are in the same flower. As the calyx and corolla members are from the same actinomorphic category. Flower is a hypogynous, where gynoecium is at the superior position. Calyx may be fused or free, but corolla mostly gamopetalous. Petals are normally 5 and they are fused. And in most of the cases we find they are brightly colored. Aestivation is volvate and sometimes it is twisted. Androeciums are mostly epipetalous because the petals are fused and they are going to insert on the petal, so that epipetalous androeciums are there. They dehisce intrusely. Gynoecium is bicarpellary syncarpous and ovary is superior in this family. Their united styles are mostly united and the stigma may be capitate. The fruit type is typical. It may be the follicle or a berry. Seeds with a crown of hairs. So this is one of the again important character. Here you can find the various structures we can see here. The whorled phyllotaxy in the Thivacea peruviana. This is the Plumeria rubra from the same family. The Tabernomontana divaricata is one of the important member for worshipping. We use the flowers of this plant, and the Rauwolfia serpentina is cardiac tonic extracted from the Rauwolfia, that is the serpentina. These are the common plant, that is the Nerium indicum. त्याला आपण कणेर म्हणतो. It is mostly found in our region and it is cultivated in garden also for its beautiful and evergreen foliage. And then Carissa corundus, करवंद ज्याला आपण म्हणतो. आपल्याकडे करवंद बहुतेकांच्या घरी आपल्याला सापडेल. It is a spiny shrub and fruits are used as a vegetable for the pickles. करवंदाचं आपण लोणचं घालत असतो. Another most widely planted plant is the Catharanthus rogeus. त्याला आपण सदाफुली म्हणतो. It is a small evergreen herb and throughout the year it can flower. So it is Catharanthus rogeus. Then Rauwolfia serpentina, it is mostly planted in the botanical gardens or in medicinal plants because of its medicinal value. And it is commonly found in sub-Himalayan tract which is normally occurring. And the roots of this plant has the hypnotic and sedative effect because of the reduction in the blood pressure. Thivacea peruviana ज्याला आपण बेल प्लांट किंवा घंटीचं फूल म्हणतो, because they are having the bale-like structure. It is evergreen shrub. Many variety and many color combinations can be observed in the petals here. It is a highly poisonous milky juice and a bitter bark. Plumeria, belonging to the family Apocynaceae. It is an ornamental species, and Rhytia tomentosa florea. These two species are mostly common in our region. These are all deciduous trees, and bark and stem of the root is the antidote to the snake poison. So it is the fruit of Rhytia tomentosa. This is the flower of Rhytia tomentosa, and which is common in our region. Then it is the Apocynon cannabinum. It is again the ornamental species with the fragrant flowers, and the plant also eats the fiber, and because of that, it is planted in the agriculture as well as in the gardens. The habitat of this particular plant, the most of the members of this family are shrubby or they may be twiners, but rarely we find herbs are there. Take the example of this Catharanthus rogeus. It is the herbaceous member of this family. And then Carissa corundus. Here you can observe the flowers of Carissa करवंद and the Nerium. Nerium indicum आपण आताच बघितलाय कणेर. These are the shrubby members of this family. In Carissa we find it is the spinescent shrub. In twiners we find the Valeris is there. ज्याला आपण लसूण वेल म्हणतो. So this Valeris flowers, because of its beautiful flowers, it can be planted. And the tree like the Alstonia, it is also with the latex. So almost all members having the milky latex in that. Then it is commonly known as the oleander family. म्हणजे कणेराची जी family आहे. So it is commonly known as the oleander in English. So it is the oleander family. And it comprises about 180 genera and near about 1,500 species. Out of which near about 84 species and belonging to the 30 genera which are commonly observable in India. The members are mostly abundant in the tropics and subtropical region of the world. Roots, as usual, there is the taproot system. There is secondary and tertiary roots can be developed. So basically it is a taproot system. And these stems are usually herbaceous as in Catharanthus. But in shrubby members, they are erect and woody, solid, branched. And in some members, we find this like the Carandus, it may be as the spines or that. Or it can be a succulent, always with the latex. The milky latex is the characteristic of this family. In this Nerium or oleander plant, we find the stem is almost trigonal. Instead of, we can say the circular stem, it is become the trigonal. And here you can find at each node, there are the 3 leaves are originating, 1, 2, and 3. So it is the whorl type of the phyllotaxy can be observed here. And in woody plants, we find that there is the bark or cork tissue development is there. Leaves are typical. They are normally simple in this family, but variously shaped. They are opposite in Catharanthus. Here you can observe the opposite leaves, the pair of leaves, and in between that there is one flower. These are the opposite decussate type of the leaf arrangement is found in the Catharanthus. Or it may be whorled as in Nerium. Just we discussed that the 3 leaves at each node, and it is the rotating axis. Because of that, it is called the whorl type of the phyllotaxy. Petiolate or subsessile leaves are there. Here you can observe the petiole is there, but in Catharanthus there is almost absence of the petiole. So they may be petiolate or sessile. They are normally exstipulate. They doesn't bear any leaf-like structure at the base of the leaves, and that's why it is the exstipulate. Margin of the leaves you can observe here. They are entire. Almost all the members are having the entire margin, and they are unicostate reticulate venation is commonly observed. Unicostate means where the mid vein is a single and these are the secondary veins, and every member you can find such type of the unicostate or reticulate venation in the leaves. And then inflorescence is typically, it is in most of the members we find it is usually a cymose type of the inflorescence, and it is a terminal inflorescence. In many cases, we also axillary condition also observed in this family. So axillary or terminal cymose inflorescences is a common character of this family. In Carissa corundus, we find there is the cymose type of the inflorescence, and it may be the umbellate cyme in the Rauwolfia. Here you can find these are the umbellate type of the inflorescences. So such type of the inflorescences can be observed in the family Apocynaceae. When we talk about the flower character, flowers are mostly bracteate. So there is one leaf-like structure at the base of the inflorescence or at the base of the flower. Leafy structures you can observe here in the younger buds. Gradually it may be fallen off. So flowers are bracteate or ebracteate. They are pedicellate. They are having the stalk at the base. So they are pedicellate. Flowers are complete. So and calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. All the whorls are present there. Flowers having male and female reproductive structures in the same flower. So it is the hermaphrodite structure. Calyx and corolla are of equal size and shapes. So that's why flower becomes the actinomorphic. It may be tetra or pentamerous. Calyx and corolla members either 4 or 5. So it is tetra or pentamerous flower. And normally they bears the corona, additional structure on the petals. This is the flower of almandra. Here you can find calyx and corolla, both are having the tetra or pentamerous structures. Either they may be 5 or 4 in number. If we talk about the calyx, they may be gamo or polysepalous. Either they are free or in members, many members you can find the fused type of the sepals are there. So it is a gamosepalous or a polysepalous condition can be observed. If polysepalous is there, they are deeply lobed, they are small and often glandular at the base. Imbricate or valvate aestivation can be observed in the bud condition in the member of this family Apocynaceae. Corolla petals are 5. As usual, member of Gamopetalae, so the petals are fused to form a tube-like structure, or it may be a funnel-shaped flowers in most of the members we observe. So Gamopetalous corolla is there, corolla tube, which may be longer or shorter. As you can see in the Catharanthus roseus, Sadafuliमध्ये corolla tube ही long आहे, and in many members you can find the corolla tube may be shorter. Corona is absent. Corona may be present or absent in many members. Every flower doesn't have the corona, but corona is usually present, and these are nothing but the scaly, hairy outgrowths to the corolla. So usually twisted, sometimes imbricate, and rarely valvate type of the aestivation can be observed among these flowers. Androecium is typical, as number of the petals and the number of sepals, as the same number of the androecium will be there. As there is a typical fusion of the corolla members, so most of the times the androecium are the epipetalous. They are inserted on the petals. They are alternipetalous, and filaments are very short, free, and anthers are diathecous, having the 2 anther cells and connate to the stigma. Most of the times they are attached to the stigma, and they are dehiscing the longitudinally, and mostly the intros type of the anther cells are there. Here you can find the typical conditions in the family Apocynaceae. Here, this is the stigmatic portion. This is the style. This is the close-up of style is there. Filaments are very short, and a very short filament is there. So here you can find the conation of this. They are just covering the stigmatic surface. As we know, the anthers are diathecous, and they are dehiscing longitudinally and intros. Naturally, we can find that these anthers dehisces and pollen grains, and these pollen grains falls over directly on the stigma. So throughout the year, you can find the presence of the flowers in such type of the such of the plants in the family Apocynaceae. Here you can find the hairy structures. So these hairy structures are nothing but the protecting structures which may protect the pollen grains to be oozing out of the flowers. So this is also known as the Caroline corona. So they are originating from the hairy structures, originating from the petal-like structure. Here also there is the close-up of the family member of the Apocynaceae. Here you can find this is the stigma. Stigmas are variously shaped. They may be capitate, they may be dumbbell shaped. Here you can find the dumbbell shaped structure. So here this is the style, and this portion is the stigmatic surface. Here there, this is all the corolla tube, and on corolla tube we can find these anthers are inserted. So the androecium is inserted, and that's why we call them as the epipetalous stamens. They are attached on the petals. Here these are the hairy outgrowths. We call it them as the Caroline corona. Here also you can find in almost all conditions the gynoecial and androecial conditions are near about the same condition. Anthers are very long, but the filaments almost nil or short, and the stigma is normally encircled by the androecium members. When we talk about the gynoecium is typically bicarpellary syncarpous ovary is there, and they are normally free at the lower portion, but we can find the fusion of the styles at the end, and because of that we just have seen those fruit of that. They can be discussed later on. Here you can find this, they are united by the styles only. Ovaries are free and superior. Style is most of the time short, enclosed in a tube formed by the corolla. So a corolla tube is there playing the important role. The stigmas are thickened distally. When ovaries are free, each ovary is the unilocular and the marginal placentation can be found. आता इथं एक गोष्ट आपल्याला लक्षात ठेवायची आहे की we call them as a bicarpellary syncarpous ovary. Syncarpous means the fusion of ovaries. But ovary is nothing but the compound structure which may include the stigma, style and ovaries. आता याच्यामध्ये कुठलाही पार्ट म्हणजे स्टिग्मा जरी फ्यूज असेल तरी त्याला आपण सिनकार्पस म्हणू, स्टाइल्स फ्यूज असतील तरी त्याला सिनकार्पस म्हणू, किंवा ओव्हरीज फ्यूज असतील तरी त्याला आपण सिनकार्पस म्हणणार आहे. एनी पार्ट ऑफ दिस गायनेशियम इफ इट इज फ्यूज्ड वी कॉल इट एज अ सिनकार्पस ओव्हरी. ठीक आहे. सो हियर यू कॅन फाइंड the stigma and styles. These are fused structures, but ovaries are free. Here you can find 1 and 2 ovaries, and in between there is a gap. So ovaries are apocarpous at the base, but the style and stigmas are fused, and because of that we call it as a syncarpous ovary. Okay. So normally in such type of the free ovaries, they are having the unilocular and marginal placentation. Here you can find little bit closer structure. Here this is the gynoecium, and these gynoecial structures at the base we can find there is the nectary tissue. So this nectary tissue naturally attracts the pollinators towards the flower. This is the style, and this is the bicarpellary syncarpous ovary. Fruit may be a drupe type of the fruit. Take the example of Thivacea, typical drupe type of the fruit. Berries can be observed. ज्याचं आपण लोणचं घालतो, करवंद जे आहेत त्या करवंदाच्या बेरीज असतात. सो इट इज कॅरिसाकरंडस अँड फॉलिकल्स मे बी फाउंड इन द नेरियम ऑर एम्सोनिया. नेरियम मध्ये मात्र आपल्याला अशा पद्धतीने डिहायसिंग फॉलिकल्स मिळतात विच मे बी सेपरेटेड ऑन द डेहिसन्स. सीड्स आर नॉर्मली एंडोस्पर्मिक, हेअरी और विंग्ड. ठीक आहे. पॉलिनेशन इज मोस्टली एंटेमोफिलस. एंटेमोफिलस म्हणजे वेअर द इन्सेक्ट टेकिंग पार्ट इन टू द pollination, and the nectary tissue is present at the base of the particularly ovary. So we just have seen that in the last slide where we can find these are the nectary tissue which is present at the base of the ovary. When we talk about the floral formula, so here you can observe that at all the petal members and sepal members are having the equal size and shape, and they can divide in any after giving the cut they can divide into 2 equal parts. So it is actinomorphic flower. Then bisexual nature of the flower where androecium and gynoecium present in the same flower. Calyxes are normally 5. They represented by a K, and they are shown here as a fused. So calyx is fused in most of the members. Corolla is fused because gamopetally member is there. So corolla is fused, and androecium may be 4 to 5 in number. But here there is one fusion has been shown, that androecium is inserted on the corolla tube. So that's why they are connected to one another. So this connection has been shown by such type of the joint condition at the corolla and androeciums. Gynoeciums are typically bicarpillary syncarpous ovary is there, and ovary is superior in nature. Here in floral diagram you can observe all these characters. Here you can find these are the calyx members which may be united. If united, we can show here there is the connection between that, and if they are free, they can be shown like this. This is the main axis. Here you can find the corolla members are mostly the colorful petals are there. They are mostly fused. So the connection has been shown, and at each point you can observe that there is the presence of a staminal corona. So in blue color, it has been shown that it has formed a tube, and there is the corolline corona is present. These are all the stamens. The stamens, most of the times they are in equal number of the stamen of the number of the sepals and petals. So it has been shown in the floral diagram. The most common flower in our region that we plant, that is the Catharanthus roseus. This is the calyx. This calyx is fused, and so it is the fused structure we have shown here. It is the connected part. So calyx is gamosepalous, and corolla is gamopetalous condition is there. There is a long tube formation. It is here you can find it is a bicarpillary syncarpous ovary, where here you can shown these two ovaries are separate. Here also these two ovaries are separate, but this style and stigma is fused. This style and stigma is fused, where the anthers are situated, inserted on the corolla tube at the opening of the flower. There are 5 stamens, and they are encircling the stigma. They are just protecting or surrounding to the stigma. Here you can find a typical structure of gynoecium and androecium. Androeciums are, and gynoecium is a bicarpillary syncarpous ovary. Here gynoeciums are 2 separated ovaries are there, 1 style and stigma is there. When the fruit is being developed, आता इथं काय झालेलं आहे, 2 ओव्हरीज वेगळ्या आहेत. नॅचरली काय होईल, त्या फ्रूट मध्ये ज्या फॉलिकल्स तयार होतील, तर त्या 2 फॉलिकल्स ह्या वेगळ्या होतात. बट देर इज अ फिक्सेशन. त्याच्यामध्ये फिक्सेशन आहे, त्याचं फिक्सेशन इज ॲट द बेस. स्टाईल एकच आहे, स्टिग्मा एकच आहे, म्हणून फ्रॉम 1 अटॅचमेंट पॉइंट 2 फॉलिकल्स कॅन बी डेव्हलप. तर ही कंडिशन आपल्याला फ्रूट मध्ये बघायला मिळतं. सीड्स आर नॉन एंडोस्पर्मिक सीड्स, and they can be busted out by dehiscing the structure of the follicles. TS of ovary जर आपण बघितलं तर TS of ovary मध्ये कॅथॅरॅन्थस मध्ये आपल्याला बघायला मिळतं की त्या ovaries are having the ovules and placenta are the normally marginal placenta. कारण दोन्ही मध्ये सेपरेशन असल्यामुळे मार्जिनल प्लासेंटी इज बीइंग डेव्हलप्ड and ovules may be numerous. Ovaries are apocarpous ovaries here. ठीक आहे. फ्लोरल डायग्राम जेव्हा आपण डिस्कस करू, तर इथं मात्र तुम्हाला इथं जॉईनिंग पोर्शन आपल्याला दिसतो, म्हणजे कॅलिक्स फ्युज्ड आहे. करोला सुद्धा आपण कनेक्टेड दाखवलेला आहे. याचा अर्थ काय, करोला सुद्धा फ्युज्ड आहे. त्यांचा नंबर 5 5 अँड दे आर फ्युज्ड. आता इथं मात्र तुम्हाला लक्षात घ्यावं लागेल की फ्लोरल डायग्राम मध्ये ह्या अँड्रोशियमला आपण कनेक्टेड दाखवलं. कशासोबत, त्या पेटल्स सोबत. त्या पेटल्स बरोबर इथं इम्ब्रिकेट किंवा ट्विस्टेड अस्टायवेशन आपण दाखवलेलं आहे. And at that joining point, there is the attachment of the androeciums. So these androeciums are on the epipetalous condition. आणि म्हणून epipetalous condition दाखवताना आपण अशा पद्धतीने त्याला अरेंजमेंट करत असतो फ्लोरल डायग्राम मध्ये. ठीक आहे. सो इट इज द epipetalous condition. गायनेशियम कशा आहेत, गायनेशियम 2 आहेत. बायकार्पिलरी, सिनकार्पस ओव्हरी आहे. कारण स्टाईल आणि स्टिग्मा इथं फ्यूज झालेला आहे. ओव्हरी जरी फ्री असेल तरी आपण त्याला बायकार्प्युलरी सिनकार्पस सुपेरियर ओव्हरी असं संबोधणार आहोत. ठीक आहे. हिअर इज द अगेन क्लोजअप ऑफ द फ्लावर. एलएस ऑफ द फ्लावर इज बीइंग शोन हिअर. Many members are having the economic importance in this family. Just take the example that this pulpy fruit of कॅरिसा, करवंदाची जे फळं आहेत ते आपण कशासाठी वापरतो? एकतर ते थोडेसे आंबट लागतात म्हणून आपण त्याला खाण्यासाठी वापरतो किंवा त्याचं लोणचं आपण घालत असतो. इट हॅज बीन युज्ड फॉर द प्रिकल पर्पज. देन रबर प्लांट आपल्या सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे. It is many members are either Hancora, Daira or Arceola, where you can find these are the sources of rubber, because every member of this family has the milky latex, and तो जो latex आहे, so latex has been extracted out and rubbers can be prepared from that. So this is the plant of Arceola, where you can find the extraction of the rubber or the latex is being converted into a rubber-like structures. So the seeds of Thievesia contain the thievetin, and it is a poisonous glycoside. Then the latex of Acacanthera. Acacanthera's latex, it is used for the poisoning the arrows. The latex is used for the poisoning the arrowheads. Then the bark and wood of the Nerium indicum provide the rat poison. It can be used as a rat poison. Many members of this family having the medicinal properties. One by one we go for that. Here we can see the root of Rauwolfia serpentina. This is the flower or the plant of the Rauwolfia serpentina, where this commonly in Hindi we know it as a sarpagandha. Alkaloid is present called the serpentine, which can lowers the blood pressure, and it is also act as a simulator or it is a sedative in nature for the uterine contractions and the mental diseases. Either it is used for the root is used for the lowering the blood pressure. तुमच्या घरी जर कोणी हाय ब्लड प्रेशरचा माणूस असेल तर त्याचा really it can reduces the blood pressure. It is sedative or the simulator for the uterine contractions. म्हणजे युटेराईन कॉन्ट्रॅक्शन्स हे कधी होत असतात? नॉर्मली ऍट द टाइम ऑफ डिलिव्हरी. तर एखाद्याची डिलिव्हरी होत नसेल, त्या बाईला जर कळा येत नसतील, तर जर तुम्ही त्याचं रूट पावडर त्याला दिलं तर इट कॅन ऍक्ट ॲज अ स्टिम्युलेटर टू फॅसिलिटेट द डिलिव्हरी ऑफ अ चाइल्ड. अँड इट इज ऑल्सो युज्ड ॲज अ used in a mental diseases. The juice of the leaves is used for the removal of the opacities of the cornea of the eye. Anti-cancerous drugs are extracted from the Catharanthus roseus. हे सगळ्यांना माहित आहे. सदाफुलीचं जे झाड आहे, there is one alkaloid called the cantharandin. So this cantharandin is used against as a anti-cancerous drug. The bark of Alstonia scholaris is a febrifuge, and it can be used for the poisoning of the fishes. Then Holarina antidysenterica, which yields a drug which can cure the amoebic dysentery. That's नेरियम, त्याची गुलाबी किंवा पांढरी फुलं ही आपल्याला त्याच्यामध्ये नेरियमची फुलं आपण वापरतो. कॅथरांथस रोजियस मध्ये सुद्धा, सदाफुलीमध्ये सुद्धा तुम्हाला पांढरी आणि गुलाबी फुलं मिळतात. इट इज अ विंका रोजिया और कॅथरांथस रोजियस. वी कॅन फाइंड अ व्हेरायटी ऑफ coloration of these flowers. The yellow flower is most common in our region, but we can find the orange color is there, pink color is there, red color is there. So all the color variations in Thievesia is also noted in this family. Then Rhytia tinctoria, we just discussed. Rhytia tinctoria or Holarina dysenterica. They are having the white flowers, but the flowers are fragrant, and because of that, they are planted in gardens. Then Alamanda cathartica is a climber. Most of the times we can say it as a woody climber. Because of its yellow flowers, yellow beautiful flowers, they can be planted on the fences. They are all cultivated in the garden for their ornamental and the aesthetic. When we talk about the affinity of the family, affinity in between two families, here this Apocynaceae family is closely related with the family Asclepiadaceae. In Asclepiadaceae, we find there is also a staminal corona is present, but here in the family Apocynaceae, we observe that there is the corolline corona is present. And most of the characters, that bicarpillary syncarpous ovary is there, corolla coloration is there, the flower structure, pentamerous flowers is there. So all these characters are similar in the Apocynaceae, and thus it is related to the family Asclepiadaceae. Whereas Hellier included this Asclepiadaceae with the Apocynaceae and derived from the Linaceae. हेलियरनं काय केलेलं आहे, Asclepiadaceae आणि Apocynaceae एकाच ग्रुपमध्ये ठेवलेलं आहे, Linaceae मध्ये. Besse has accepted that two families are distinct and treated both in the gentianales. आता बेसेने सुद्धा तेच केलेलं आहे, दोन्ही फॅमिलीज वेगळ्या केल्यात, though they are having the similar characteristics, and they put into the gentianales order. Hutchinson has placed this family in the Apocynaceae and considered to be the derived from the stock ancestor from the Loganiaceae. म्हणजे हचिन्सननं काय केलेलं आहे, अपोसायनल्स मध्ये त्याला ठेवलेलं आहे. इन्स्टेड ऑफ आता जसं आपण जेन्शियानेल्स बेंथमॅन जेन्शियानेल्स या ऑर्डर मध्ये ठेवलेलं आहे. बट हचिन्सन हॅज प्लेस्ड इन द separate order, that is the Apocynaceae, and he considered that it has been derived from the family Loganiaceae. Though the family itself is the large family, itself has some primitive and advanced character. Here the primitive character, just take the example, most of the trees and shrubs are there. It is the primitive character. Leaves are normal and simple. Flowers are bisexual, hypogynous and actinomorphic flowers are there. Gynoecium is normally superior and seeds are endospermic. So all these characters are nothing but the primitive character present in the family. But many characters are which are having the advancedness in that character. So advanced characters are, just take the example that plants are rarely herbs. Take the example that is Catharanthus, where you can find the herbaceous habit is there. But this herbaceous habit is the advanced character for us. Then leaves are exstipulate. Stipules is the primitive character, but the presence of exstipulate nature is the advancement over that. Inflorescences are mostly cymodes. Calyx and corolla having the gamosepalous and gamopetalous condition. So it is again the advancement. The stamens are inserted on the petals, that is the gamopetalous nature, and they are on the epipetalous. On the gamopetalous corolla, they are epipetalous in nature. So stamens are having that advanced character. Gynoeciums are bicarpillary and they are mostly syncarpous. And because of that, Gynoecium bicarpillary syncarpous nature is again the advanced character over the primitiveness. Fruits are simple, they may be drupe or berries. So it is again the advanced character. So this is all about the family Apocynaceae.